we'll run max. I think that's just the easiest way to do studio stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the SSL does have a little bit of problems. Their drivers got a hell of a lot better. They used to be really bad when I first got it. But man, Focusrite is some of the worst. You get that crackling noise that everyone's so familiar of. Anytime someone comes to Discord and I hear crackling, I'm like, get a Focusrite.
Yep. No, it is that bad. And on top of that, like the preamp, that crackling also isn't always a driver problem. It is straight up the preamps dying, which is the experience that I've had with multiple Focusrite interfaces now. Speaking of which, Marathon apparently is having problems with Focusrite interfaces specifically. So that's pretty cool.
Well, can't say I'm surprised, but you know what I am surprised about, Sam? We are going into a wonderful final round with the Boundless and the Live Wires on the lovely Fortune Stadium.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you about some of these wonderful teams. I'm going to take a guess on the side of the Boundless. We have Jog, Utopian, and Agent Penguin. If you don't know Agent Penguin, part of the squad. Pretty cool. On the side of the Live Wires, I was trying to remember the names. Mighty G, not going to say that one. I'm just going to say CK and so very excited. Good players here. I think we're going to have a pretty nasty little game on our hands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big bang out, honestly. I mean, these are some shooters. Utopian, of course, on the Cloak and Dagger. No surprise. Oh, no, actually switching over to the Heavy with the BFR. Agent Penguin, that Dash M11, we've seen him just be absolutely a shredder with it. And Jog on the repeater, which, you know, he's been pretty reliable. So I'm curious to see how it all shakes out for him. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get right into the action, Cody, and get things underway.
Yep, hopping in with Jog, as usual, running that CB01 repeater, and he's coming in hot. We got red barrels coming out, the pad comes in, and already the Live Wires are trying to meet them on height here. Jogging in a good position, trying to get some shots onto far side, able to get a... Starting the box here on the Live Wires. Jog trying to stay alive, doing a good job, able to get the hip fire onto far side. Agent Penguin getting a pick on the D-quad, and down goes the Live Wires. Utopian getting that final kill to finish them off. Sam, this is already looking pretty good. The Boundless, kind of crazy.
Yeah, Jog dropping in there already, just putting in a ton of action there with that new blunderbuss CVO1 repeater. The Flintlock, I guess, is more what it is. Just nice damage overall and nice cleanups out of the team there. And yeah, looking consistent already to start the day off, Cody.
Yeah, definitely a really cool skin. I did not know they added that, and this inspect's kind of cool too. You're just spinning around it. Looks to be the casing. Jog going for the goo to lock off the pad. If you don't know, it is very good. Jog taking a ton of damage though from probably D-quad running the sniper. Definitely want to be very, very careful about challenging that, especially at the health that he is now. Able to find the blueberry to pop, get him back up to full. The C4 on the left of the doorway here is going to be a really good ambush if the Live Wires decide to come up from the stairs. Utopian waiting with that RPG, looking for something. D-quad trying to get some sort of off-angle Jog. Has the angle as well. Mighty G starting to light the goo on fire with a pyro grenade, which is definitely an interesting choice. The flash comes in. Jog entirely blinded here. Everyone in really great spots on the side of the Boundless. I don't think they have too much of a chance to do much of anything here because they are looking tight. Shots are now starting to fire off. Mighty G taking a ton of damage. Jog just being a turret on top of the Live Wires. They're able to get a great pick on the far side. Mighty G still incredibly low. Has to wait for the regen to start kicking in. It looks like they're able to get the defib. Mighty G getting far side up. D-quad getting a great pick onto Utopian, but Jog having the defib. Now the damage is coming in on the Agent Penguin. This is certainly interesting. The fight is starting. Far side getting picked by Agent Penguin. Jog getting a pick on a Mighty G. It's now just D-quad, and the Boundless have the box here, Sam. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not looking good for the Live Wires.
Yeah, Live Wires in a critical position here. D-quad, though, does usually pop up with that sniper, but it's not going to be enough there as Agent Penguin's going to get the pick there. Cody, this is first box going to the side of the Boundless.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. What would you do if you were in the Live Wires position here? I feel like they were just a little too slow. They were a little too split, really.
Yeah, it's also kind of a mix-up of the roles here. I mean, you have two lights and a medium against, you know, HML, which already I feel like is just kind of a disadvantage. We know that that's not the standard meta necessarily, so I feel like already that's something that you're going to need to take advantage of. You need to keep the spacing out. You need to find the pick onto Jog because Agent Penguin does have that M11. You do have both of the lights on the side of the live wires that can continue to create a zone pressure as long as they stay back with that dash and use the sniper on the side of far side and Decod. So that's already 4 on both of those, by the way. They just got to stay out of lethal range of Agent Penguin and Utopian, who is on the BFR.
Yeah, definitely an interesting position from Decod here because, you know, if you look, they're pretty far from the rest of the live wires. He's getting some good shots on the Jog. The question is if Mighty G can clean it up. I'm not really too sure, and it looks like Jog did get picked by Farside with the sniper. This is a good position for the live wires, but they need to keep that momentum. They need to stop him. Oh my gosh, Decod coming in with a melee sniper hit fire. I mean, that was crazy. It's now just Utopian holding it down for the live wires, but hold on, he gets an RPG kill on the far side. It is a 2v1 with Utopian holding the box. This is going to be a tough cross, Sam.
Yeah, you do not want to be in this position if you're Utopian, as Decod's going to look for a headshot here. I think that one actually connects with the vault, as Utopian does make the crossover. The dangerous part is now done, but he has to stay out of range and out of sight lines of Decod. He does have some natural cover here on the top of the Isolt building and going into Njimo now, but he might get spotted there. Decod not finding the shot. It's not going to connect just yet. Jog is now taking possession of the vault. Going to go ahead and continue to rotate this over to B and get the plug. That is now going to continue to be in favor of the Boundless. Shot misses out of Decod here. Jog probably going to turn around and look to get sturdy as he tries to find an opportunity, but instead it's going to regroup with Utopian. I like the play there. Play together as a team. Farside playing off quite a bit here. Going to use the gateway to go ahead and close the distance here and get back to his team to try to fight this. And again, Cody, like I mentioned earlier, live wires, double sniper, double dash, really need to make sure that they are using that range to their advantage, because if Agent Penguin manages to close the gap, they're going to have a tough time dealing with that dash and M11.
Yeah, and already Mighty G tries to find Utopian. It looks like he did. The P90 just absolutely bursting him down with that damage at close range. Great pick for the medium, especially in this situation. But Jog gets a great pick on the D-Quad, and now he's coming in with the defib. This is great. The defib to counter, but it's not enough because now they kind of set him up for failure here. The live wires down 1, down 2 now. Utopian getting a pick on the D-Quad is now just far side, holding it down with that sniper. Question is, do you see Jog? He's coming in hot with that repeater, but no, Farside says, nope. No pick for you. I get a pick onto him. He's going to keep it held for the live wires. He's going absolutely insane trying to get this pick onto Agent Penguin. He gets the pick onto Agent Penguin. It is now a 1v1 Uto versus Farside. I'm not sure if I would push the heavy with this much health, but man, I guess if you're Farside, you do it. I mean, he's been shown that he's able to hold his own, especially against not 1, but 2.
Yeah, one thing we got to talk about as well, Cody, was I was looking at the coin timers there. Mighty G finally popped his. He waited for another about 5 seconds, and at that point, you got to burn the coin. Look at how much time has gone off of this cash out. Mighty G and Decod are still on their way to make the rotate over. Utopian coming in with that charge slam is going to find the pick on the far side. 3v2 situation. Just needs to stall a little bit longer here. There's not much time for the steal opportunity out of the live wire. Smoke barrel now going out on the side of Utopian with a C4 there. And Cody, that is going to be it. Map 1 going in favor of the Boundless.
Whew, what a game to start it out, Sam. I mean, Farside especially, I feel like was kind of the MVP of that team. I didn't know you could move like that with a sniper. He was hitting quick scopes like it's Rust on Call of Duty.
Yeah, Farside was in a very precarious situation there, right? Like, and mostly on paper, you would think they got to wipe quick because that cash out timer was dwindling down, which I think did wind up hurting them at the end there. You know, he did feel like he could get the clutch, did find 2 there, and it was working out in their favor. And honestly, I think the delayed coin out of Mighty G might have caused, you know, the error there for the flip attempt to keep them in that map right at the end. If he had gotten in a little bit sooner, might have been able to help Farside there fight out Utopian with that charging slam and maybe flip momentum back in their favor. But overall, a great first map. Fortune Stadium never fails to disappoint, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and just taking a quick look at the leaderboard, I know we pivoted over, but man, Jog with 5 picks, some of the highest damage in the lobby. That guy was putting in the work.
Yeah.
It might be his day.
Yeah, Jog looking good. He's looking nice and warm. That new flintlock looking nice out of him as well. Cody, I do need to do one thing real quick. I actually have to end the stream for half a second to flip one setting, and then we're going to go right back live. So don't go anywhere. We're going offline, and we will be right back into the more action. All right, I told you it'd be quick. Sorry for that. As you probably saw in chat, there was an echo in the instant replays, and that's because I recorded a video earlier this week and forgot to change one setting. You know how it is around here. But should be good to go now. Those replays should fire cleanly at least. And we're going to go ahead and get another game underway here in just a moment. I don't know if we have a queue just yet. Actually, it looks like a cash out. We just going to jump right into it, I guess.
Yeah, we do have a cash out, just enough joining in. And if you want to be a part of this, you want to get your game cast, or you just want to play and have a good time, this is the place to be. You can join our Discord if you use !Discord. You can join in, have a good time, and play with us.
Yeah. As well, to double on that, if you are interested in casting or observing in the finals and want a place to try it out, even if you're brand new, join our Discord, submit a ticket to us, and we'll go ahead and review it. If you're brand new, never casted before, we'll get you with one of us or somebody who's experienced. If you are experienced or have a group, you know, that you want to run it with, sorry, I just saw a lot of things moving on my screen. We'll get you set up with that as well. So we'll get you on the schedule. If you're interested in running it, just join on up. So, do we have, it looks like we're going to be playing Las Vegas on standard, Cody.
Yeah, it does look to be Las Vegas on standard. I'm always a big fan of this map, to be honest. It's weird though. I feel like I really always hated it because of the corridors and all that stuff that always kind of hit me. Sorry, I'm getting these teams.
You're all good. It is a full cash out lobby, and there's some new names in here I'm seeing. I'm taking a sneak peek behind the scenes to look at the lobby, and yeah, I'm seeing some new people pop up in here, which is good. Good to see that people are still showing up for pugs. You know, we've done this, how many weeks have we gone in a row now? Like 4 or 5, I think. Or maybe 3. I think we've done 3. Because we had replays, and then we had last week with Young, and then now we're back. So this is week 3 consistently. We had a little break there during the whole PHL stuff, and now we're back. So
yeah, I am very excited to get into it, especially because you work on for the week. But I think we are ready to go. Everyone's saying they are ready. Going into Las Vegas Stadium. Just want to make sure that I have the right conditions and all those goodies, and we are starting it up. I want to tell you about some of these teams, though. So on the side of the Boundless, we have the Quad, Tactical Turtle, and Tom Toast. On the side of the Live Wires, we have Jog, Utopian, and Schizo. The Big Splash, we have Aquavex, Farside, and Mighty G. And on the side of the Kingfish, we have Navy Street, Agent Penguin, and Kai. Any names that stand out to you, Sam?
Well, I am reading chat a little bit. Darkfire says Tom Toast is going to cook. Is he playing Sword? I would imagine so. I feel like that's all he plays, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm hoping to see that. We obviously 2 weeks ago saw some insane plays out of him on the Sword. Getting a 1v1 against, I cannot remember who he was fighting, but it was like, oh, it was Wei Fao. Down to the absolute wire. And it literally came down to a missed lunge out of Wei Fao and Tom Toast punishing it. It was insane. It was on Monaco suspended structures. It's clipped here on the channels, so if you missed the action, go through our clips and check that out. That was an awesome one. But I do see the Sword out of him with the dumpling head, little koala, or not koala, what am I talking about? Panda on his shoulders. So yeah. And real quick, Tactical Turtle rocking that hoodie that says, I think I know exactly what I'm doing. You can get that for free just by hanging out and watching your favorite finals creators. Drops are enabled, which we do have on all of our channels here. We are streaming in 3 places, including YouTube, but you get the drops, it's only on Twitch. So if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't got your skins just yet, head on over to twitch.tv/thefinalscentral, TFC Sam or TFC Cody, and make sure your Embark account is linked there so that you can get yourself some free rewards while you hang out with us for the evening. But let's not waste any time. Las Vegas Stadium, gonna get right into it. First tap coming in on the side of the Kingfish. It looks like we're not gonna waste any moments here as the Boundless Dakad finding a early death there very quickly from the Pyronade out of Aquavex on the side of the Big Splash here. Cody, go ahead and take us through the next parts.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Tactical Turtle was able to get the quad out, but we are focusing on the side of the Live Wires and the Kingfish, and already a ton of damage is coming out. Agent Penguin getting a pick onto Yuto. I have Hemorrhoids running around with the dagger, which is definitely interesting, but no, Kai able to get a great pick onto Eye of Hemorrhoids. It is now just Jog holding it out for this team. And it's not looking good because that heavy with the mesh is pushing and taking space. Jog just trying to stay alive, and you know what? I'm going to go down with the rest of my team, and that's exactly what happens. You can see the emote out of Navy Street. Running the SA-1216, by the way.
Yeah, Navy's been putting in work with this SA-1216. I did run some ranked with him like a week or two ago, and unfortunately threw a lot of games because I'm extremely rusty, as I found out. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch and Apex, and realized very quickly that by not keeping my mechanics up, it's fallen away here. But Plug coming in on the side of the Kingfish, looking pretty here at 4,500 as that cash out starts to begin. On the other side of the map, though, the Big Splash have a cash out in their possession. It's already a quarter of the way done. I can't tell from the x-rays if it's really being contested just yet. I did see the name tags of somebody on the Boundless. As Tactical Turtle is going to get a res onto Tom Toast. So I think on that side of the map that you could expect Boundless and Big Splash to be fighting it out. Keep an eye on the UI there to keep track of what's going on there. But we're going to stay over here on Jog from the Live Wires, who's going to be battling out with the Kingfish here for cash out B, Cody.
Yeah, Jog's still running that wonderful CB01 repeater, which we've seen him kind of start to hit his heads today. I think he really took it to heart, and he's playing really good. I mean, he went 5 kills last game, had almost 3K damage. He really was kind of a team MVP there, and I'm curious if he's going to be the team MVP this game. We're already starting to see it, getting some good damage onto Agent Penguin. And I see on the other side, the Big Splash kind of struggling to make any sort of push towards. Oh, sorry, likewise, Boundless not trying really much anything going on inside. But I'm going to get back into this because I'm just kind of rambling. Utopian and Jog getting a great pick onto Navy Street and Kai. This is looking really good for the Live Wires. It looks like the steals is going to start coming out. Jog struggling to see through the smoke. I have that problem too. Utopian trying to get some sort of pick. Waiting, really just camping this gateway was super interesting. Looks like they're able to go through. Agent Penguin getting backstabbed by IF Hemorrhoid, so that's super crazy to see. And the steal is now coming in. Utopian able to lock it down. Livar is completely flipping this around, and the Kingfish are really trying to just really struggle at all to hold on. Now we're jumping into Navy Street.
Yeah, Navy Street with this SA-1216. He's got 2 dagger players on him, and instantly the blade's going to take him down. That leaves Agent Penguin, and I believe that's actually Kai on the medium, if I'm not mistaken, on the Kingfish, which is, yeah, tough situation to be in if you're the Kingfish, as cash out is dwindling away. Live Wires looking good here. Probably going to go ahead and secure this one, bringing them to 11,000. 3K deficit, by the way, on the Big Splash. And as a reminder, for those of you who are tuning in or haven't played in Pugs before, with TFC Pugs, for cash out, you must come in first to actually book a win. The bot does not have a way to track top 4 or anything like that. So if you want a win, which is how we're tracking our leaderboards, your team needs to come in first. I think it's kind of fun. I think it's going to push for more doubles and things like that at the end of the game, and it just creates a very hectic environment. So just keep that in mind as we continue to watch this, that the Live Wires still have ground to make up, where in your ranked games, they'd be in a pretty okay position. But Tactical Turtle finding a nice pick there onto Kai. Takad also finding a pick onto Navy Street. Agent Penguin, last one remaining on the side of the Kingfish, as the Boundless are looking to go ahead and clean this up. That would be nice, as it puts them into 3rd place if they can find this wipe here. But Agent Penguin gonna find the res onto Navy Street. As Jog now finding a pick onto Tom Toast. I believe we're having a triple party here. The elevator coming in just in time for the COD as he goes down, but he's actually going to pull out a sneaky maneuver here as he goes ahead and climbs back up on top, Cody.
Yeah, really, really great angle here. Able to get some good shots on a Jog. Jog incredibly low. Agent Penguin getting the cleanup here. Tactical Turtle starting to move Vault 4 over to, I'm not too sure because it doesn't look like anything's nearby. This is a tough spot for the Boundless, just trying to stay alive. Looks like Tactical Turtle's bringing the Vault back this way, and man, they want a pick on the Big Quad. They are chasing everybody down. I think every team is here just about. It looks like Tactical Turtle was finally able to get that pick. Utopian coming in and out with that dagger. It is definitely an interesting set of plays starting to you know, get started here. Dequad taking some damage from what looks to be a sniper potentially, but now Agent Penguin going for the steal. Dequad coming in right at the just perfect
nice
time
shots.
almost, getting those headshots. Yeah, the 93R. This is really, really great for Orange here. They need to be careful to just kind of continue to fight, but not get too invested where they get wiped here. That happens way too often, especially in Pugs, right? Just get a little bit too interested in what's going on. Kai getting a great pick on the Dig Quad with that CB01.
Yeah, that CB01 finding the pick onto Dakad there. I thought that was definitely going to be cleanup for him. And finds another one. Insane shots out of Kai here. This is a possible flip opportunity now for the Kingfish. And I was going to say earlier, the Boundless playing very split. Looks like they're all taking their own fights, which actually created a lot of split between the team. And we saw how those picks worked out in favor of Kai. It looks like the Kingfish now have the opportunity to maybe push in here, but Farsight's going to say no as he finds a pick onto Navy Street there. Finds another one onto Agent Penguin as well. Insane shots there. One remaining on the side of the Kingfish. It's going to be Kai. We saw him pick up 2 earlier. But Big Splash need to make a move here if they're going to flip this thing over. It looks like that is going to be their opportunity as the Gateway comes in for a nice reset if necessary. Tom Toast looking to get into the mix, though, with that sword. Going to try to find a pick here onto this Mighty G, the heavy from the Big Splash, but ultimately does not connect. Steal attempt now coming in on the side of the Big Splash as Tactical Turtle is going to find a pick onto Aquavex, and Dakad finding a pick onto Kai, which is a pick on the Kingfish, a wipe, in fact. Tom Toast finding one onto Mighty G as well, in a nice fight there on the Boundless, able to probably secure this cash out, Cody.
Yeah, man, the Boundless just really played this perfectly. They kind of, kept involved in the fight, kept it moving, swayed it to their, their will, I guess, is the best way to say it. But they didn't get too involved where they got caught in the mix and wiped in the process. And I mean, that is kind of a masterclass on how to play this position when you're getting third and sometimes even fourth partied there. So that was pretty crazy to see. And taking a look at the cash totals, if Pink, the Livewires, are able to make it out with this, they're going to be, what, about 4K above the rest of the team here. So that's going to be interesting. It's not too crazy of a lead. If they're able to get some sort of plug, that's going to be good. But the steal is coming in. They need to try to interrupt it. The goo coming in as well. Tactical Turtle doing some great damage, just trying to get in there and slay as much as he can. Dickwad getting a pick onto Jog, but the Kingfish are here as well. Boundless need to be very careful. Oh. Tactical Turtle doing a great job. Tom Toast able to get a sword kill. Continuing to slay with this M11. Gets a pick onto Agent Penguin. Trying to get damage onto Navy Street. But no, they get picked. I don't even know what happened. Farside getting a pick, I think.
Let's take a look back at that.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, let's take a look back at that real quick. Tactical Turtle started kiting for his life here. Starts trying to fight the Kingfish there. Finds the pick onto Agent Penguin. But everybody's so split up to where Dakad is actually taking a bunch of damage as well. Tactical Turtle goes down. Farside finds the pick onto him as well. And then jumping back in now. Farside getting the wipe onto the Kingfish. Absolutely fine with this SR84, Cody. And this is definitely anybody's game. An 18K box could put anybody on top.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of summed it up perfectly in the Big Splash. Want to try to keep this momentum. I mean, they're doing a great job at slaying. We see Farsight is at 8 eliminations right now, 5K damage with the sniper, which is absolutely wild. The Gateway is set up, and they want to get the box moving as quick as possible. The Boundless want to get involved, too, because they need this plug money. Right now, the Livewires are sitting on top, and they got the plug. They're now at 31. They need to try to double this because the way it works, like you've said, oh no, Dufud gets a pick onto Farside, and now it is just Aquabex holding it out for the Big Slash. But now the Kingfish are coming in and trying to steal this box away from the Livewires, which would be very good. You want to try to keep the Livewires starved, Sam.
Yeah, and on top of that, the Kingfish kind of in dire straits right now as these boxes are split. We actually can see in that UI that even if the Kingfish secure this box, they're still going to be in third place if the current standings remain, where the Boundless secure this other box as well. This is a tough spot to be in. They're not very staggered, so the Kingfish really are going to have to go crazy on their macro in order to secure themselves a win here. But Dakad going to find a pick onto Aquavex there. That leaves 2 alive on the side of the Big Splash, and the Boundless going to continue to hold possession of this cash out as Tactical Turtle continues to rain in damage with that M11. Finds some onto Mighty G. Not too much to worry just yet, but finding better damage onto Farside with Dakad with the assist onto the pick there. Mighty G, the last remaining there. Tactical Turtle going absolutely huge, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, this triple light squad is kind of putting in the work. They're moving as a unit. They're moving together. And unfortunately, poor Pink is trying to just stay alive. Utopian going for the steal. There is a chance. The goo, hold on. They have no way to interrupt it. Do they get this? Oh my God! And somehow the Livewires are able to take it home at the last second and win this game.
Oh my gosh, we came out of that replay and it's just Utopian gooed off and hanging in the air, somehow getting that steal. Insane work out of the Livewires and able to bring it home. That's going to be a notch on the leaderboard for Jog, Utopian, and I have hemorrhoids, Cody.
What do you have? Is everything okay over there?
No, after what I just saw, no. being in the goo, I mean, I know how frustrating that is, where somebody's just in a sneaky enough corner to where you got to really push into all three to even try to find a pick here. And even Gunner's trying to get involved. Well, he jumped down now. He was climbing up in my chair literally as I was swapping back. He even wanted to know what was going on here, which I guess for those of you in chat, Gunner's my dog. He likes to hang out sometimes. So yeah. Navy Street, appreciate you for the tier 1s over on TFC.
Yeah,
appreciate that, brother. Much love. Enjoy the ad-free viewing, my man. Let's take a quick look. I flipped it over just so you could see the dog real quick, but let's take a look at the scoreboard real quick. Dakad going massive 11-5 with all this 8K damage. I mean, definitely frying this lobby. Tactical Turtle also, we saw just putting in work. Nice positioning, nice kiting overall. Going 5-5 with 7 assists, Cody.
Yeah, it was pretty wild to see that the live wires having 50K and really not doing much in terms of combat, right? I mean, they kind of just hung out and really just played the matchmaker almost. You know, they were kind of just really just making sure the teams were in the places they needed to be to succeed in terms of value, but they weren't really doing too much influencing in terms of combat. They were kind of just setting up the other teams, which is really, really interesting to see. They figured it out with that much. Especially double light, right? Like, it's not like they have this, you know, strat to be able to set up these crazy steals. It's 2 lights. They don't have the health to make that happen. So they were clearly doing some sort of, like I said, right? They were fixing the match. They were making it exactly where they needed to be.
Yeah, focus on OBJ, I guess, instead of kills. And what's insane, you know, to that point as well, is the fact that, yeah, they didn't double a box or anything. Like, that was straight up just OBJ control and winding up with 50K. I mean, that's kind of an abnormal number for the for an amount to win where you're not securing a 36K box, you know. So overall, insane plays out of them. It shows that kills don't actually, you know, matter entirely. And yeah, overall, just insane gameplay out of them, Cody.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think we are very close to having enough for another cash out game. I think we're just waiting for one more. So if you're watching and you want to play, exclamation point Discord and hop in and play with us. It is going to be a good time. We always have some very fun games, and I think as I just said that, we got our last one that we needed. Q is spinning up. I think they're going to pick their teams and pick the map and get into that game and watch it. But the question is, Sam, you know, you did miss last week, but is there anything you want to see now? Right? You've had a little bit of a break, a little bit of time away. Is there something that you've been itching to see?
I honestly I love the chaotic nature of pugs. Like, from our server, we have a lot of people that just run a lot of insane loadouts. It's very off meta, I'd say, majority of the time. And so I just want to see more of that. You know, the double dagger was really fun to watch, and just watching their positioning and somehow kiting away. I mean, Utopian fighting Dakad there earlier in the hotel of Las Vegas, it just dashing in for half a second, then dashing out, and it was like, I mean, just lightning fast out of the lights. I just want to see more hectic stuff like that. Of course, I'm a big proponent of Fortune Stadium, so I'm hoping, you know, that might be the map. But actually, it looks like our map is going to be Fangway City, which, I mean, I love watching it. I don't know. I don't like playing it necessarily, but watching it is a great time. And my dog is also agreeing that it's a great time. He is just rowdy right now sitting next to me. I guess he wants... You want to run Fangway City too? No? Okay. He's just sitting here chilling. So, I did just see in the game chat as well that Hemorrhoids is Schizo in our Discord. I didn't know that until, like, right now. So... Yep. How about yourself, Cody? What are you looking forward to, hopefully, today?
Give me one sec. I am mixing these teams around. Give me one sec. I'm trying to get these teams figured out. Schizo needs to be... yeah, far side is... Yes, I have that correct. I think we're just missing one. I have these teams correct? Yes. All right, sorry about that. I'm not too sure what I want to see exactly, but I am happy we're seeing Fangway. You know, Young and I talked about it a lot. But unfortunately, you know, the lack of, you know, competitive events going on, I haven't seen too much Fangway City. It's been really interesting. I mean,
yeah,
such a void this past month. defense. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see what the pros are going to do. Honestly, I think they might be playing too.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah, there is quite a stall in competitive events, unfortunately. I still have the idea that I'd like to host one. I don't know when. Maybe this summer.
Just do it.
Summer's
a long time.
Well, I know. Well, I want to do the one that I've been talking to you about. Get the fellows out here to the house and we all cast it like behind the summit stuff.
We can host an open qual for that.
I'm down. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would think it would be a big event. So there's a couple things I've heard of in the pipeline. So we'll see, what comes out of that. But perhaps a TFC tournament in the summer that I just want the boys out here. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Well, we're going to have to do a normal tournament to figure out and make sure everything's working.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That is true. So anyways, though, Fangway City, 2030, in fact, 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. I guess not. Night. I guess it's Wednesday now over there. So,
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Goo Gun Deegs out of the side of Navy Street. Probably the EK build. Curious to see what else is in the loadout there. But the double sniper, or sorry, not the double sniper. The sniper out of Aquavex and the sword out of Tom Toast, Cody.
Yeah, definitely some interesting approaches. I see a grapple. Not too sure to feel that. Navy Street running Goo Gun, which is interesting. Am I wrong? Is Navy Street always running Goo Gun?
No, he flexes between quite a few different loadouts. Watches a lot of streamers from talking with them, so I know he and he's also done some coaching. I want to say he did a coaching session with like Apo like yesterday or something. So
okay, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, he's dedicated. So yeah, it's been nice to see him. I mean, he's really been playing well the last few weeks just from watching him here in Pug Nights. Hemorrhoids and Jog finding two very quick picks on the Kingfish, by the way, on the other side of the map, I believe. Dakad, the last one remaining over there, as he's down to half health with that LH1. Going to find a pick onto Jog. Jumping on board now with Kai, who's going to find a pick onto Navy Street there from the Boundless. We got the Big Splash and the Boundless fighting it out over here. Heels coming in onto Hallwax, who's going to find the pick onto Aquavex. That's a 2v1 situation as Tom Toast is the last remaining here on the side of the Boundless. And nice shots there out of Kai.
Yeah, definitely interesting plays overall from the Big Splash here. And man, I mean, looking at that replay, kind of crazy. I'm just saying. But they've able to plug the vault here. B is an interesting point. How do you feel about this point, Sam?
I think it creates a lot of interesting opportunities. One of the things that I actually love to do in my ranked games is throw goo up on these pillars, and then I use a pad because I play a lot of medium now. I'll pad up there and hold that height and then just kind of kite between it. So when people start shooting at me, I drop back down, do damage from the low ground, go back height, and just be a complete nuisance while I do that. I feel like that's one of the best ways to play it because it's just really hard to track people. But Utopian on the sledgehammer kind of checks out that he's over here in the construction area. No, he's going to find a pick on the far side there. Hallwax finding a second one onto Dakad, and Kai finding the last one there onto Tactical Turtle.
Yeah, man, the Big Splash are making a big splash this game. I mean, they kind of seem unstoppable. I don't think they have gotten picked much at all, let alone one. Looking at the scoreboard, I am absolutely right. Utopian is the only one that's gotten picked. These two lights are coming in and cleaning up as much as possible. Utopian with that sledge is it's doing the burst damage that's needed to get him down low enough. So it's kind of crazy that the Big Splash are playing this well. And already the Kingfish are now spawning in, looking to get another chance at this box. Let's take a look. No, they decided otherwise. They don't even want to fight the Big Splash, so I think we might be getting a third party here, Sam.
Yeah, Kingfish is going to go ahead and back out of this one. They've had enough with the Big Splash right now. Going to try to take their chances here on the other side of the map as Navy Street, last one remaining on the Boundless, going to find his death to Jog. Nice red barrel at Dakad there. Going to try to find the cleanup here, but is not going to actually connect on the Age of Penguin as he's able to kite away there. Jog, a nice heady here with that repeater. Hemorrhoids coming up from behind, though, and finding the pick onto Dakad. Tactical Turtle with that bow onto Jog, though. Age of Penguin getting the trade out onto Tactical Turtle. It leaves far side, the last one remaining on the side of the Kingfish. Livewires, 2 up and going to get the full res here onto Jog as the cash out timer dwindles down. Big Splash, though, looking like they might rotate over as well. I do see somebody in X-ray over there. This is pretty late, but going ahead and repositioning here in mid makes sense. But Kai actually going to get punished there as Dakad's going to find him. Jog going to find the pick on the far side. Hemorrhoids finding another pick onto Dakad, and down go the Kingfish, Cody.
Yeah, definitely a little just, I mean, I already kind of said it, just too little too late. And now the live wire is getting some good damage onto the big splash because they arrived a little bit late to the party and everyone's seeing him haul wax though. I believe a great pick onto Jog. Now it is a 2v3 because it looks like they were able to get the regen up. And they're starting to walk away from this fight, which is kind of the smart choice. But I'm wondering if the live wires see what's behind them. Utopian kind of doing a great way of baiting them, keeping attention out because I don't think any of them see what's behind them. And now they're starting to come in, doing that damage. I'm Submissive coming in, or Kai getting the H plus on Utopian, keeping him in the fight. The winch coming in, and that arm just absolutely shredding Utopian, getting the final pick. Farside getting a snipe as well. It seems like every team is involved in this fight, and it's really over a vault. Nothing's even happened yet. Farside getting a pick on the Hallwax. Utopian being the last one up for the big splash is now rezzing. It is Agent Penguin versus Farside starting to make that approach while the big splash reset.
Yeah, an insane trade out there. And like you said, this is over a vault that really, you know, hasn't been plugged or anything just yet. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Boundless, I think having a free cash out so far, it's already been dwindling away. Tactical Turtle finally making it out with that other vault and going to go ahead and get this process started here. But there's a quarter of a head start happening on the side of C as Jog finds a pick onto Decod. Tactical Turtle, the last one remaining on the Kingfish. And we know that he just went ahead and plugged that box. They will have Defender Coin on the side of the Kingfish, so not actually the worst situation to be in. It should pull them out of this third-party hecticness that they've kind of been in. It's been a cycle, but Hallwax finding a pick onto Navy Street there as Tom Toast and Aquavex are the last ones remaining on the side of the balance. They do control this cash out, so stalling does make sense for them here. They do want to slow down their pace and allow the big splash to dwindle time away as much as possible. Hallwax, though, in a nice position here. Is he going to find Aquavex as the steal attempt comes in out of Utopian? That rubble not canceling the steal. Kind of surprising. It normally cancels mine, but Kai finding a pick onto Tom Toast. We're seeing now Kai also raining in damage onto Aquavex, who is on that sniper. A very scary situation as Aquavex is going to find the kill onto Kai there. 2v2 situation, but remember, the cash out did flip in favor of the big splash. Aquavex now going to drop in there with that cloak grenade. Going to look and see if he can help clean up any more of this. No. A interesting steal attempt here coming in out of the side of Navy Street as Utopia is going to get active there and find a pick onto Aquavex and find a second one onto Navy Street, Cody.
Man, that goo gun is not a great position to be in when you have a heavy and sledge. It just kind of counteracts it entirely. It's unfortunate that the Boundless weren't able to stop that big splash by Utopian. I think they were just a little bit too far away. Aquavex especially was kind of battling out Hallwax, but it really wasn't for much in that situation, right? It kind of gave them a free steal. They were too split up to even make something happen by the time it was going on. But over on the side of the Kingfish, let's jump over there. Far side and the rest of them are kind of having a free position. And I say that a little too soon because Utopian wants to get involved. The big splash want to get this one too. And now they've already moved over quite quickly. Tactical Turtle getting a great pick onto Hallwax. That is still just tripping me up a bit. Far side trying to get some sort of good angle onto the big splash. It looks like damage is still coming out. Dickwad taking some damage by that Arn 220 that we've seen a bit from the rest of the lights on the Kingfish. Triple light really doing a good position here, but now looking at the value, Sam, right? We have 30K, so that's about 6,500 differential in second place. So we really need a plug, and we want to deny the Kingfish with that, right?
Yeah, you're totally right, and they really do need to just control the Kingfish here, which is honestly why the big splash, I think, rotated over there. They went ahead and took that fight to the Kingfish. If they manage to somehow get that flip, I think the map is pretty much guaranteed to be theirs. Agent Penguin finding a nice pick onto Navy Street. Hallwax also finding one onto Jog. 3 teams fighting it out right now with those snipers, and Agent Penguin, the last one remaining on the live wires here. He doesn't see Tom Toast, though. Tom Toast, the lunge does not actually connect. He's going to go ahead and go for the next right click. It doesn't connect. It actually does. Tom Toast finding the pick onto Agent Penguin there with that SR-84. Very scary situation to be in if you are him. Utopian dropping in there with that sledgehammer now, but Tom doing a great job of escaping here, Cody.
Yeah, they're going for a good steal. They've been able to get away with it one time. Can they get away with it the second? No. The destruction completely cancels the steal from Utopian, and now Kai trying to get some sort of damage to the R220, and the sword's next to him, and the big splash continue to do it. Hallwax gets a pick, Utopian gets a pick, Kai gets a pick. They are working as a unit now. The steal coming in, the H place plus to get them to full health. No one's here to interrupt them. They're gonna get it, and the problem is the Kingfish aren't gonna be on top now. They have too big of a lead.
Yeah, this is an insane situation. Nice plays out of the Big Splash there to clean that up. And I mean, they have already been sitting pretty with their money count, but now they are just absolutely freestyling in this lobby. They still do actually need to control this cash out and secure it. Otherwise, the Kingfish do win if anybody else takes this box. But right now, it's looking like the Big Splash are looking a little unstoppable.
Yeah, the live wires are starting to make a steal over on A, and the Boundless might be the ones to give another team the setup here, but they have a great angle from the Big Splash. They have that height. They're interrupting Utopian coming in with that winch. The Boundless, before they even start to exist, they're blasted away from existence by Utopian with that sledgehammer, and the rest of the Big Splash just, I mean, absolutely soaking them.
Yeah, Big Splash doing a great job there, and it's kind of safe to say that this cash out is going to be theirs. We are seeing the Kingfish run in here.
Yeah,
they're going to secure
so
one more cash out, but it's just not going to be enough. They've got to find some kills. In fact, they really need to find a wipe onto the Big Splash in order to take this thing home. 34 seconds remain, and if you're the Kingfish, Cody, you should be full out sprinting to find the Big Splash. And it looks like that is going to be the case as Hallwax is taking a ton of damage. He is going to find the pick onto Dakot. That's going to put things in their favor there as Farside going to find a pick onto Kai. It's now 2v2. Farside finding another one, Cody. One remaining on the Big Splash is just Utopian. He cannot die here, or else they do lose this map, Cody.
I'm very, very stressed. The timer's counting down. 6 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to get any sort of picks they can. Jog gets a pick on the far side. Far side gets a pick on the Agent Penguin. Tactical Turtle trying to hold it down, and it's not enough. The Big Splash taking home this game.
Utopia doing an amazing job somehow just staying alive. How does he not get spotted when every single team is there? Every single person was in the lobby and they were right there on him, and just nobody managed to spot him and get that kill that would have wiped out the Big Splash and caused them to lose this map.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the scoreboard, I already know there was some pretty crazy hard hitters. I'm waiting for it to load up. Took its time, but man, looking at the Big Splash, we had 6 kills from Utopian with almost 4k damage. Kai even closer to that 4k damage mark. 5 eliminations, tons of assists, and Hallwax doing 9 eliminations, 6k damage. I mean, the fact that Utopian was able to pull off a sludge on this map, which arguably, in my opinion, is one of the harder maps to pull off a melee weapon, especially one like the sludge that slows you down and doesn't keep you moving like the sword, it's pretty impressive. Over on the side of the Kingfish, that triple light duo, a lot of eliminations from Tactical Turtle, 8 4k damage, and man, Farside, 10 eliminations at the top of the lobby there. Not as much damage as Hallwax, man. He was just absolutely fragging out there. And the Livewires really doing a great job. They had a lot of eliminations there, but man, it just didn't capitalize into much because these two teams on top were absolute domination. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, Big Splash just did an amazing job of just having objectives in their control. And again, anybody found Utopian at the end there and killed him, it was a wipe onto the team, and that would have put them behind the Kingfish, which is just insane. I mean, it was so close. I honestly thought it was guaranteed as soon as we saw Farside find 2 on the side of the Big Splash. It was genuinely insane, Cody.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I'm going to start getting these teams set up real quick. Why don't you tell us about let me answer chat question.
Didn't you guys do a Power Shift tournament last summer? We did. We held TFC Summer Shift. That was actually Cody's event. I'll just straight up say he really wanted to run one, and we did it. It went off really well. Waltz and Burrito booked a tournament win and now have prize earnings as esports competitors. So that's pretty hype. But yeah, we did. And talk about tournaments. Like I said earlier, I've had this idea. I want to host a tournament, and the idea is I want the casters to be here at my house. I want the fellows together, and I want it to be like Beyond the Summit, which if you never checked that out before, it used to be a house that people would basically play LAN at. There was Dota, there was Smash, Counter-Strike I think had a Beyond the Summit as well, and things like that. And everybody would cast from like the couch and stuff. It was really sick, and I don't know, I've just really wanted to do that ever since becoming a homeowner. So we'll see if we can make that happen, but that would be really sick. So what's up, Proto? Welcome in. But yeah, I would love to do it. So we'll see, of course, what's going on in the rest of the community. I do know there are some events being worked on in the background. I don't think they've been announced just yet. I do know Heist Games is starting back up in April, to my understanding. So you will catch at least myself, and I'm sure Cody as well, on the casting desk for that. We are casters for that event. We'll continue to be so. So we're excited for that to ramp back up. In terms of other events, I'm not really sure what else is going on. I think Crest League will spin back up at some point. And yeah, so we're in a little bit of a dry spell at the moment, but I wouldn't worry too much.
We might do an event or two. We did hold ourselves. We did have some prior commitments.
We did.
We do have to do at least 2 events.
We do. Yep. So we'll see what happens. Yep. Luck is still going as well. Yes. Luck Cup is still going. So if Luck needs help with anything like that, we will help out there.
Sam, I got to interrupt you. I have something crazy to say.
Okay.
We are playing on a variant that we've never seen before. We're on uncharted waters.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
No, go ahead.
We are playing on Las Vegas Stadium. Do you have an idea on what version of Las Vegas Stadium we're playing on that would be a little surprising?
Suspended structures?
Close.
Tuck and cover?
No, Sandstorm.
Sandstorm.
Las Vegas Stadium Sandstorm in Cash Out, which I know some of the people in the chat were not very happy about that, but you guys voted for it, okay?
No, they didn't.
It's not my fault.
They didn't vote for it. They
voted for random, and that is a choice you're willing to take.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
All right. That is a outcome that is potential, and you got to be okay with that. You made your grade, buddy. Okay. Now we're getting to watch Las Vegas Sandstorm, and I am very excited. I'm curious to see what sort of differences we're going to see, because you do got to play this map a little different.
You do.
There's not a lot of cover. There's not a lot of anything because the sandstorms come through and filled all of everything with sand. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. And it has gotten everywhere across the entirety of Las Vegas.
I heard if you punch your fist into the ground enough times, a giant worm comes at you. Have you found that Easter egg before? I've heard that that's a thing.
Different game potentially?
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Close,
I don't know.
though.
I've been playing
Real
a lot
close.
of things, though. But we're seeing Kai already take a bunch of damage there. Motor Nick going to find a pick onto Tom Toast. Kingfish and the Big Splash, I'm assuming, fighting on the other side of the map. But we're going to stay on this side here as the Boundless are going to face off against the Live Wires for Vault number 1. Shots are starting to ring out. Jog taking a ton of damage, down to 2 and really 1.5 bars. H+ out of Dakad, going to go ahead and get him back healthy for a full reset. And the Live Wires looking to go ahead and make an approach here. We've seen Hallwax already fry. They did, but the Pyro Mine coming in out of Aquavex finds the pick onto Tactical Turtle. Jog finding a pick onto Hallwax, and then Aquavex finding a pick onto Navy Street.
Wow, what? I don't even know what happened. The Pyromine doing enough damage to get a pick even through the gateway, and then the Boundless chase them through it and are able to get a pick. I mean, even after the winch, it just wasn't enough damage. Aquavex with that shack was just able to get him, even after missing the winch. How did we pull that out? That is insanity.
I feel like the Pyromine probably was on the vault. So,
yeah.
Who was it? Hallwax went in and stole it. I think he picked it up, and the Pyromine just exploded in his hands while he was already low health. So that just cleaned it up here. But Livewire is going to go in and look to even this thing out as they find an early pick on Dakad there out of the side of Hallwax with the SR-84. He's even got it in the clan tag. So I think it's safe to say that he's a fan, Cody. But Aquavex going to look to neutralize the fight as he gets a pick on a Navy Street. Jog also finding a pick on the Tactical Turtle and a defib coming in now onto the side of Dakad. Aquavex, though, getting cleaned up as Hallwax is going to continue to try to fight this thing out. Finds another one onto Jog. It's just Dakad and Hallwax, a 1v1 situation. Boundless do control this cash out, so Hallwax do need to get moving, and Hallwax going insane, Cody.
What an unfortunate fight there. I mean, I feel like Jog was playing so well. He was able to get that first pick on the light, but man, that repeater against lights is really, really tough, and he tried his best to hit those shots, but that's what they do. They break your ankles when you're on light. I feel like he really had that. Like, he was playing so well. He got that first pick, but man, Hallwax is just a different type of beast coming into this fight here. And now the Live Wires have control of this box. And I don't think there's going to be too much time on the side of any team to be able to get the steal, but I think we're going to jump over potentially to purple. I want to see what's going on. Jog able to get a good pick onto Hallwax. Get his revenge, you know. He did need that. Yeah. Now he's going to come in and try to get his revenge on another person. Trying to get that C4 off. It looks like the box is going to start dropping. The Dome Shield coming in a little bit early. The Goo above head. Great play here. It actually falls, which is great for him. The RPG missing. No, the winch getting him off. There's still time, though.
this is, I mean, down to the wire. The Boundless making a push here. Do they actually get this flip? They do.
Got it.
Boundless, frame perfect execution, and now they're going to be in first place, Cody, as they find the pick onto the live wires.
Man, and Jog continuing to get his revenge to show everyone what he is capable of with the CB01 repeater, getting another pick onto Hallwax. He didn't get his gun back once. He got it twice, all right? He really had to make sure that everyone knew who was out on top, and that is Jog on the side of the Boundless. Now they have a good lead of 2,500, but it can be lost very quickly, and they're coming in to the big splash here, transporting the box almost right to them. The question is, are they going to be able to keep this momentum, keep control of it? They're trying to get this plug. Motor Nick trying to move it over, but he's getting caught out. Aquavex getting a pick with that shack. Down goes Motor Nick. It is now a 3v2. It is Kai and Skizzo holding it out on the side of the big splash, and the Boundless get the plug here. This is pretty insane, Sam.
Yeah, this is big, and if you're the Livewires or the Kingfish, this is actually the situation you want, where you want the Boundless and the Big Splash fighting each other, because you know that if one of these teams finishes this out and gets a wipe onto the other, that actually closes the gap a bit for the Livewires and the Kingfish. And as I say that, I do actually think we're not playing the ranked rule set, so forget everything I just said. Aquavex and the COD, they're remaining on the side of the Boundless, and the box has now been doubled as the Kingfish go ahead and push the double in for 24K onto the cash out that the Boundless already have. Cody, this is a scary situation now, because if the Boundless secure this, they are so comfortably in the lead that I really don't know if people are going to be overtaking without another double.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, and especially because the Kingfish are going to lose half their money as well, and why they don't have a ton, that still every amount counts. But it looks like the steal's starting to come in on the side of Utopian. No one's nearby to able to interrupt this. This might be the play that needs to happen, and the mine going off at the perfect time. Aquavex getting a pick on Utopian, but it's not enough because they still get the steal. They now need to try to steal this back on the side of the Boundless. I don't know what to think, Sam.
How does Utopian keep getting away with it? He just keeps getting free steals map after map. Nobody has stopped him there. Aquavex, though, going insane with the Pyro Mine. We've already seen him get one kill. Now we've seen two. That's probably more than I've ever seen in pro play so far, Cody. Navy Street, though, finding a pick onto Jog here as Aquavex is going to drop in there and continue to do even more damage. Did find a pick onto Kai. He's going to go in and back up and zone himself out, but Hallwax is going to find the back of him as he finds the pick onto Aquavex and to COD. Steal attempt now coming in out of the live wires with Tactical Turtle on the box here. Nobody really coming in to stop that thing. Another steal on the side of the live wires, Cody. This is a huge moment now, as the Livewires are very much in the fight here. And this is huge because the Boundless now are going to be kept at bay. They're going to be stopped from letting this map run away from them, Cody.
Yeah, this is actually exactly what they need. This is going to be a hell of a lot closer match, but hold on, Farside's coming in. The C4 able to interrupt it. I don't think there's any time left. Kai getting a great pick, not one, but two onto the box, trying to get the steal, but there's just not enough time. And now the Livewires in such an incredible spot, but the Boundless are hungry, and they want what was taken from them. And I want to say, I just want to say, someone had the I Know What I'm Doing shirt that stole on the side of the Livewires, and I do think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that was just an insane play all around. Kingfish, unfortunately, are going to lose half their money. They were only at 8K, so not the biggest deficit in the world. But Livewires, this is actually huge if you're the rest of the lobby. This is actually best case scenario for the teams, with the exception of the Boundless, if you weren't the team that got it, because that has kept the Boundless, like I said, at bay. They're now only at 24K, Cody, and this is 32.5 on the side of the Livewires, who didn't secure one of those first sets of cash outs. This is great. Like, this is a great macro scenario if you are the Big Splash, if you're the Boundless and the Livewires, because now it's kind of anybody's game. And to even say, if the box were to get doubled, the Kingfish have an opportunity to bring this thing back. We did see the tracking dart there land on the side of Aquavex, but Hallwax finding a pick on the far side. And overall, there's just a lot of kills across the board here. And I'm curious to see if anybody forces a double here. Again, Kingfish are really the ones who want it. The rest of the teams, not so much here, especially for the Livewires, as they've gone ahead and plugged D. And I think they're going to go ahead and move out and maybe even try to go and contest 6.
No, are they making a misplay here?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't agree with this play. You do just want to keep control.
They've
You
realized.
need the box.
They've
okay.
realized.
Yeah.
They need to move quickly, though, because I think the Big Splash might be trying to, I don't know, do something. Big G word. I don't know what's going on. but the quad is starting to move, and he just yucks it over there. He says, you know what? If anyone's going to get it in there, then I hope it's the live wires, because I don't think we're going to be able to make it happen. And now the Boundless are getting kind of caught out with their pants down. The big splash coming up right behind them. Kai getting some damage out on a Dig Quad, and all of them. Down goes Jog, down goes Dig Quad. It's just Aquavex with his RPG out. Tries to get some sort of hit, but he misses. The Pyromine coming down, the winch as well. The damage coming in, gets a great pick, but it's not enough. Kai getting the final pick with that BFR onto Aquavex, but he took one down with him. The defib coming in too. So now the big splash down to defib, going into this fight with not a lot of health, and the live wire's down one as well. Things are starting to brew, and it still hasn't been doubled. Tom Toe's trying to make something happen. His final wish as the last one on the Kingfish. He throws the goo down. He's going for the steal. The goo is able to block it
right
off.
next to that. There is. Yeah,
I don't
Tom
know
Toe's
what's
gonna get
going
punished
on.
for it.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting one. And there it goes. Motor Nick fighting the pick on the Hallwax. This is now anybody's game. The Kingfish plugged this for the double. It is exactly what they needed, but unfortunately could not hang on, as now they're going to be wiped. They pretty much secured the win to any other team here. Tactical Turtles could find one on the Motor Nick. Aquavex finding that trade out, though, as the Big Splash are now wiped. It's currently a 3v2 situation. Whoever wins this fight, that is it.
Turn around.
People need to look and fight this. The winch coming in out of Navy Street. Nice kick.
He makes
there.
it out.
He actually gets out of there.
Get this guy.
Jog looking for the steal here. The winch coming in out of Utopia. Jog, I think, is actually going to secure this thing. Cody, no, he's not. As Hallwax fights the pick onto Jog. Far side, the last one remaining on this side of the Kingfish. He's got to move. There's not enough time on the cash out. What did we just see?
We saw the live wires make out with almost 80K. He has the hoodie on. He knows exactly what he's doing because they showed it. I mean, oh my gosh, what a game.
Oh my God. Bro, what a series. I mean, the box was literally spinning away from Jog. If he secured that cash out, it was all his. That was insane to end it that way.
Yeah, looking at the leaderboard, 15 eliminations from Hallwax. Anything to stop this guy. Almost 10K damage. Aquavex popping off with 14. I didn't know the guy was capable of it. He has a kid, by the way, so I guess he's capable of taking care of the Boundless too.
Dad buff for sure.
That's what I'm saying. He's capable of taking care of the Boundless as well. Kai getting 9 elims. Motor Nick not too far behind, but the Kingfish really struggling to find a footing there. I mean, it makes sense, right? Triple light on Sandstorm of all maps. That's a tough thing to pull out.
Gosh, what an insane closeout to that game, Cody. I mean, hey, all I gotta say is the maps that people don't typically want to play, I think have always wound up being the most exciting that we've watched here on Pug Night. I mean, Fogway City when you've got the Dojo of Foul Boys in there. I mean, Sandstorm when you've got snipers and Cerberus and Pyromines and just absolute nonsense going on over there. So if you find these games fun and you're watching and thinking I'd like to play, join the Discord, !Discord in chat to get yourself the link. And also, if you want to take your hand at trying to cast what the hell we just watched, submit us a ticket and we'll get you on the casting desk. If you're brand new and never casted a game in your life, we can get you on with one of us. And if you're a seasoned veteran and you're just looking to get some reps in while we're kind of in this weird off season of Finals Esports, no problem, we'll get you in there as well, especially if you have a duo. We'll get you both on. I need to like catch my breath for a second. That was insane.
That was a pretty crazy game. We do need 3 more gamers if we want to continue this cash out. Might look like we're moving the final round. I'm gonna switch it over. Oh, it won't let us because there's 2 new gamers in the lobby. But yeah, I think we're gonna move over to final round for just a little bit until we get some more people involved. We're gonna see if some can. Not too sure.
Yep. I think, Cody,
what a game.
I think while we wait for this next game and for the queues to sort themselves out, let's take a quick breather. Everybody get up, stretch your... Oh, and while I say that, we've got a game. Okay, never mind. Well...
Yeah, you took too long.
Sorry. We were yapping a little too much. All right, I was going to say, well, anyways, while you're waiting for us to set up the lobby, stretch your legs, hydrate, maybe crack you a Celsius, or if you're, I guess, lucky enough to have Ozpoosh, you know, you can go ahead and do that too. Cret, I'm looking at you. Absolute mountain, by the way. Have you seen how many cans Cret has of Ozpoosh?
Yeah.
In the Discord. It's genuinely insane. It's crazy. Yeah. Did you know, by the way, the bot has Gamba? There's predictions. The bot has Gamba.
Be so for real.
I'm being so for real right now here.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah. If you go,
That's
if
crazy.
you're not playing in the game, you can go and you can click predict, and you can predict your team. Let's see. I'm gonna take team 2, and I'm gonna wager 100 points. I don't even know if I've got points, but I'm gonna wager 100 points. Maximum amount of points I can bet is 0. It's because I got no points. But there you go. If you have points, which is your MMR, you can, I think, Gamba them. Again, as a reminder for the leaderboards, which I guess we could go ahead and take a look at real quick, honestly. On the leaderboard, wins are what secure you the win for the split. It is not your MMR. Why am I looking at losses? Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong leaderboard. Here we go. So you can come here at any time. You can check out the leaderboard, but wins will secure your spot in the top 3. This is a split. We're doing them in 2-month intervals. So we just wiped it at the beginning of March. And at the end of April, we will take a look and see who is in the top 3 of each mode, cash out in final round. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to put some prizes out there. I'm not sure what they are yet, but expect to get some prizes. So if you finish in the top 3 of either one of those, congratulations. So, but Navy Street currently in first place on the side of cash outs, tied with Utopian for 3 wins. All Wax, brand new, already has 2 under their belt. Let's take a look at final round real quick, though, before we get into our next game. And Utopian Jog, a 3-way tie, actually. Holy, a 7-way tie. Utopian, Jog, Agent Penguin, Dakad, Kai, Schizo, and Tom Toast, all with 2 wins currently, Cody.
Yeah, that is pretty wild to see. I'm not going to lie. But I think we have our map pick again. It's going to be Las Vegas Stadium.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if everyone is ready. Not Sandstorm this time, unfortunately.
Oh, I got mad because I was screaming. Okay. Sorry, OBS started tweaking for a second. I got scared.
Hashtag Crude Awakening.
We have played a lot of Las Vegas today, which is interesting.
Yeah, more than I've ever seen before.
I was gonna say, I think more than I've seen. We've probably done about 5 or 6 maps, and I think 3. Possibly, this is probably the 3rd one we're seeing here on the stream. So, yeah.
I don't know about you, Sam, but we should stream Deadlock after this.
You're a fiend. You need help. Bro is pilled on the Deadlock. Deadlock's pretty fun. I've been playing a lot of stuff, so I've been wanting to play Marathon. That's the problem. I keep wanting to play Marathon, but people keep reeling me into other games. So.
All right, well, we could talk about
I was just about to say
later because I'm deadlocked on this match. Las Vegas Stadium.
Boo. Boo, that sucked. You suck.
Get this guy out of here.
He stinks.
I thought that was clever. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. Las Vegas Stadium. Once again, I mean, I'll never turn down another trip to Vegas. You know, I'm already trying to play.
I got robbed the other day.
That's because you weren't in Vegas and you didn't gamble with the boys. That's on you, Pookie.
It's because they robbed me.
I guess that means I carry you. Anyways,
Maybe.
Tactical
You're
Turtle
hard,
gonna go ahead and put some damage in onto Navy Street, and it is by a sliver. I think if you squint and tilt your head slightly, you'll see that bar is like halfway gone. But this vault very much in control of the Boundless here. Gateway already said they're going to look to rotate this thing around, and this is great pathing out of the side of the Boundless. Going to go ahead and take advantage of the Finals destruction system to get that plug nice and easy. Navy Street and crew on the side of the Livewire is going to go ahead and drop in here off of Dome. Nice shots there out of the BFR as Motornick goes down to the V9S of Hallwax. Dome Shield coming in out of Navy Street, and a steal opportunity possibly in the horizon for the side of the live wires here. And we do see that Navy Street's going to go ahead and jump on there. The Pyromine does get triggered, but the Heal Beam of Jog going to be enough to keep Navy Street alive as the flip is successful to the side of the live wires. Jog with this repeater, though, going to go ahead and use his pad to retake height. Nice positioning here. Going to look to see if they can find any more picks and hold on to this thing, Cody.
Yeah, Jog doing a great job at kind of just keeping them off this power position, really. I mean, just kind of laying in damage consistently. The Boundless really trying to find any sort of way in. It looks like they decided to blow the cash box down. The winch trying to come in, but it was blocked by something. Man, that repeater, that BFR combo is kind of nasty, and Hallwax getting some sort of off angle. Looks to be behind him, running the V9S like you mentioned before. The Boundless really just struggling to find any sort of movement here. They're down one. Tactical Turtle looking to coin in right now. But they need to be careful of not get picked because Hallwax has a ankle onto Motor Nick. Needs to be very, very careful, Sam.
Yeah, this is excellent positioning on the side of the live wires. And as I say that, Tactical Turtle finding a massive pick onto Jog. They're coming in off of the coin. Might find another one here on the Hallwax. He does. That's 2 for him. Just needs to find one more on the side of the live wires. And the Boundless do need to get a move on. The Steel Tip's going to go ahead and go in. This is perfect if you're the Boundless. You just need to watch for Navy Street here. He's going to try to disrupt this thing. The winch does not connect. It connects to the catch-all, but it's not actually going to move it, Cody. And that is going to be a flip over to the side of the Boundless.
Man, what a tough spot to be in for the live wires, because I'll be honest, just saying, on my screen, Hallwax hit his shots with the V9S, man. Those looked right on his head to me. I don't know. I needed a replay there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, V9S gaming,
I don't know about
unfortunately.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the V9S hit Reg really just came back as the hidden 4th teammate there. I'm so sorry, Hallwax.
Yeah.
I feel like he had that. But moving on to, greener pastures for the live wires here. Aquavex trying to get some damage onto the live wires, but receiving some damage back himself. And now the live wires just kind of slowing down for a moment, trying to get that health regen. The RPG comes out, and Aquavex is incredibly low. He's trying to dish damage, but he's not getting as much as is being dealt to him. He throws down the mine. It looks like it hasn't gone off yet, but Motor Nick able to get a pick onto Hallwax. Navy Street getting a pick on the Tactical Turtle. Coming in, the defib going out. Now that is a 3v2. Assuming they're sticking the res as well. The winch comes in, drops him down the elevator. No. Motor Nick trying to chase. Letting them get fully back up here, but a ton of damage coming out on Navy Street. Tactical Turtle able to get that final pick. And Jog coming out behind, getting a pick onto Aquavex. Getting 2. Now it is just Tactical Turtle holding it out, trying to get the res. Jog having to reload. Unfortunately, he's coming back in, looping back around. Hallwax needs to turn around. They need to play this together. Tactical Turtle has a position here where he could win, but Jog gets a pick, and Hallwax comes in and cleans it up. This is the live wire's fault, but it is not their box just yet because they have to move it across the map over 130 meters.
Yeah, they're not close to any cash out. Jog, huge patience here, by the way, just watching for Turtle holding this angle. It looks like he's playing R6 at this point. He does find that headshot, and Hallwax finding the trade out on to Tactical Turtle, Cody.
Yeah, the angle pad coming in, trying to get them to that box as soon as possible because the Boundless are spawning in, and they're going to be coming in hot because they want to try to prevent this and not waste as much time as possible, right? I mean, especially in this mode, time is counting down. They are up 1 box, but if you can be up both boxes and win the game quick and easy and fast, then that's kind of the way to do it. Now they are searching for the Boundless, and the gateway comes in. They're caught off surprise, but Jog is getting his shots, landing a ton of damage. Motor Nick drops down. The rest of the Boundless start to scatter, and the damage is continuing to come in by Jog, getting him just constantly keeping them down low here. The Livewire is looking for any sort of pick or any sort of, commitment to a kill here, but they're not able to find much. But this is fine because they're still wasting time. Like I said, Jog starts to find someone trying to get some damage on the Tactical Turtle, still unable to get that pick that they continue to look for, but keeping them low, hitting the red barrel balloon, getting some damage, finally getting that pick that he's looking for. Down goes Motor Nick. It is a 2v3. Hallwax incredibly low, holding out, trying to get the regen. Jog is getting him up quick with that heal beam, keeping it strapped together. Aquavex trying to get some sort of pick as well, but unable. And the statue in a perfect position for them. They want to try to make a res, but it's completely blocked off. The Livewire is doing such a good job here at keeping them away, not only from the box, but from their teammate, forcing the coin, which continues to waste more time, Sam.
Yeah, this is great positioning of the Livewire. Something that they've done, I feel like this entire match is just been holding height and continuing to zone out the Boundless. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him on the last cash out as Tactical Turtle came in with that really clutch push off of the coin, finding 2. I mean, that really just won them the fight. But here we go. Jog's going to try to get in there, get sturdy onto Aquavex. Tactical Turtle find the pick on the Navy Street. I don't know if giving up positioning was the play here. As Hallwax is going to find the pick on the Tactical Turtle. Defib now, Motor Nick going to come in on to Tactical Turtle, and the Goose Steal now going in. It is is just Hallwax
no.
on the side of the Livewires, and it's kind of a similar situation to what we were just in, Cody, but Hallwax fighting the revenge on the tactical turtle. It is a 1v1 situation, and it's just not gonna be enough as Motornick is able to clutch that out, Cody, and that is going to be a map win on the side of the Boundless.
Game. Man, I mean, I feel like they were playing so patient there. But yeah, they dropped off of height, and I don't know if they had to. I really am not too sure, but man, that was a crazy match to see. I feel like the Boundless were playing perfectly right until that last second. You know, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's a game like the finals, the single mistake can be your downfall.
Yeah, it's just a compound mistake. I mean, Tactical Turtle went huge, right, on the first cash out. But, I mean, the positioning was all in favor of the Livewires on that first cash out. I mean, it was all for theirs to lose, and ultimately it just fell apart right at the end. Tactical Turtle came in, found 2 massive kills. And again, Hallwax stuck in a kind of impossible position, needing to find all 3. Does find 2, almost closes that thing out, but he just, at the end of the day, wasn't enough. Boundless taking the victory.
Yeah, pretty crazy match there, and man, I'm almost heartbroken to see it. I really wanted to see that game go to box 3, but Livewires are too good at what they do, Sam.
Yeah, Livewires doing a great job. And as I say that, I think we've got another, I'm not really sure what we've got. I'm looking at the queue right now. It looks like there's 1 remaining on the side for final round pugs. So I think once somebody joins that queue, we will be ready to rock and roll again. Things are tapering off here, I think, a little bit. We've got about 30 minutes left in the broadcast tonight. Cody, any final wishes that you hope for in these last 30 minutes?
No, I think I've seen, unironically, I think I've seen everything I wanted to see. The Sandstorm Vegas play has kept my heart warm for the week.
Yeah. We do typically have one really explosive game, and that was definitely it. So, what do you think? Okay, you keep tapping my chair, bro. I gotta put him out. I'll be right back. I'm gonna throw us to a break real quick while we get this map underway.
Okay, I'm gonna fill my water bottle.
Okay, excellent. Don't touch that mouse, chat. We'll be back to more finals action in just a moment. welcome back. The dog needed to go to the bathroom real quick, and then there was something loud moving in the bushes, and I think he got scared, and I also got scared. It's too dark out there. So yeah, that was that. Do we have a match ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
Excellent.
We're just waiting for the actual players to be ready momentarily. It looks like we are ready.
Okay.
Cool. All right, we are loading in.
All right. As the Aqua saying he's taking a nap. Okay. All right. All right, Sis Horizon. Very standard map. I'm not even gonna give the song and dance about the destruction and all that. But it is pretty much the top map pick for the Pro League, so no surprise there.
Yeah. Sis Horizon. Funny enough, one of the first. We saw Fortune Stadium earlier today, but man, that was about it in terms of competitive maps. We just saw. Now we're seeing for Sis Horizon. We just saw a ton of Las Vegas, like ever. It's all we saw was Las Vegas. Ton of times. And jumping in with the Boundless, though, we see a sniper from Aquavex, the dagger from Utopian, and the SA-1216 from Navy Street. Curious to see on the side of the live wires what they're running. But we do see triple medium, so we do know something is brewing, and it's going to be interesting. I can't be surprised if I see a P90. Definitely going to see a CB01 potentially, but either way, we're jumping in, and it's going to be interesting. Looks like D-Quad running the R357 instead. I want to see what the rest of these mediums are running. The repeater from Jog makes sense. We expected it. R357, double R357, Sam.
Yeah, double Revos. This is, I mean, to be honest with you, this is the gun that I expected to take the place of the repeater when it got nerfed. So I'm not as surprised seeing it here. I don't know where it stands in the meta compared to the repeater, mainly just because I kind of haven't been watching a lot of scrims or anything since there's not a lot going on. But getting into this game, at least, Box has been tapped in favor of the live wires, but damage is in favor of the Boundless there. As Dakad and Motornick, as I say that, both were very low. Aquavex and Utopian find the picks onto them, but Jog gonna go ahead and trade that one out. A 1v2 situation, and health pools are very, very low on the side of the Boundless. Now they're back healthy, though, as Jog finds a fib onto Motornick. Health regen is not kicked in just yet. He's probably looking for a hand rest, I would guess, onto Dakad potentially, but not quite sure yet, Cody.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting that the Boundless have kind of control of the vault here in terms of positioning. Navy Street really trying to push up that space. And instead of running double light, they're running double heavy, which I guess I didn't notice. Maybe there was a change. I don't think so. Jog just holding it down for the live wires here. Jog getting a great pick onto Yuto. The 1v1. There was a chance that Jog won that. That is scary to hear. Okay, it was a light heavy. All right, guys, you got to be careful. That shouldn't be happening. That was crazy. Jog, a different beast, man. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, Jog's been putting in the work. I've been seeing him play a lot of ranked just in my Steam friends list and stuff. So Navy Street dancing, I guess, for the camera real quick as they go ahead and look to get this box plugged. And Boundless gonna look to have map control here going into this next fight.
Yeah, already starting to get an interesting position here. Jog taking the zip, the quad going across the bridge there, and Motornick kind of struggling to get involved with the rest of them. Hopefully he catches up soon. Quad trying to get some sort of pick shots with that repeater. Jog doing the same as well. Sorry, the revolver. Jog with the repeater. Like you said, they're kind of tandem. They do two things together.
They do two things together, I guess. Yeah, I know. I know.
This guy.
I'm sorry, but Boundless still in good positioning here, but Jog's going to go ahead and take height there onto Navy Street. Going to find the pick as Utopian and Aquavex are the last remaining on the side of the Boundless. Jog looking to close the gap onto Aquavex. Does get the pick there. Utopian, last one remaining on the Boundless. This should be a free flip attempt now out of the live wires, but Utopian, we know how lethal he can be with that cloak and dagger, especially with the smoke grenades that he's got in his kit as well. He's going to go ahead and use that to get a res on the Navy Street, but Jog's going to find the pick. He is just absolutely pushing, headbutting nonstop. Navy Street's going to finally shut that down with the SA-1216, but Box is in possession of the live wires. This is a great position if you are them, as they're now all healthy. Navy Street, the last one remaining on the side of the balance. Aquavex does have a coin available, goes ahead and burns it, but he's quite delayed. Navy Street's got to stay back here and try to stay alive, and he's not, unfortunately, as Dakad does find the pick onto them. And Cody, this is looking like a bit of dire straits now if you're the Boundless.
Yeah, not too sure if it was the move for Aquavex to start moving. I think it was the right move with the coin, but unfortunately Navy Street just couldn't get out. I think he tried to, but wasn't enough. Aquavex throwing the poison barrel, getting some decent damage, but not enough because it's 3 mediums. They're all running heal beam, they're keeping each other healthy, and keeping each other up, and if one falls down, they just hit the defib. So they really need to make use of glitch. I know it... They should be able to change, but man, Motor Nick with that revolver just absolutely deleting Aquavex out of the sky. Navy Street coining it as well. The Boundless are going into every fight constantly down one. It's very tough. Utopian trying to fix that, getting the res, and the live wires are moving on to the next vault, allowing you to do that.
Yeah, this is great if you're the live wires. Momentum still in their favor, as now they're going to go ahead and have map control again over the vault. This is something that they've done very well. And in fact, we've seen Jog pretty much. I feel like we keep talking about him, but every single match he's been in tonight has had, I feel like, a key focus on positioning, whether it's cash out, whether it's final round, and it really has just worked out in his favor. Unfortunately, like last map, they just kind of fell apart right at the end, but we're going to hop on with Utopian now and see if he can go ahead and find some, you know, value out of this dagger, as Aquavex finds value onto Dakad with that Shack 50. 2 alive on the side of the live wires, who now are kind of on the back foot, Cody, as Aquavex has already taken some damage. Gonna look to rotate over here and hopefully pick up the vault maybe and start running it. I feel like if you are the Boundless, that might be your move.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but the Boundless do really want to get involved and try to, you know, push the energy that they're starting to build here, but I don't know if this is the right play. I mean, already, hold on, I guess I spoke a little too soon. Utopian getting a backstab onto Jog. It is now just 2 holding it out for the live wires. Some great shots from the quad with that revolver, getting some good damage on Aquavex, but he's still relatively healthy. Now trying to put some pressure on the statue so they can't get that defib. I think they're starting to really play well here on the side of the Boundless. They're trying to keep the live wires pressured and split so they can't take advantage of the heal beam and that defib they have way too many of. Aquavex looking for that RPG. And the live wire is trying to move over to get that defib, and I'm wondering if the Boundless is just going to say, you know what, we're going to move the vault. We're done. It looks like the coin came in from Jog, though. And man, this is looking interesting because they're not with Navy Street. Down goes Navy Street. Motor Nick getting a great pick. It is now 2 on the side of the Boundless. Aquavex able to get a pick from the quad. It is still a 2v2, but man, Aquavex is not looking good. Able to get a pick. Now down, Jog gets the defib as well. It is just Utopian holding it out. He's slashing and dashing, but it's not enough. Jog taking down the Boundless.
Yeah, the live wires were constantly on the back foot, and you know, we talked about positioning earlier, and it just felt like they just kind of gave it up and wound up a man down for a majority of that. However, they winded up becoming successful once they got all those defibs up. Jog, interesting choice, I will say, out of the coin. It winded up working out, but you've got all these defibs. I'm just a little surprised by that play call, but I mean, who am I to say? They won the fight. They've got the box. They're sitting pretty now. They've already got 1 cash out. They just need 1 more to take this map home, Cody.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. You know, the Boundless, I think, have a fire lit under them that they need to do something quick.
What?
Like Jog having a good... Yeah, I'm not too sure what was going on there. I think they have so many jump pads that they're able to make something happen. Speaking of making something happen, Aquavex throwing down those pyromines that he's been able to make work quite well. The goo above the roof, protecting Utopian. I don't know if you want the light to make this choice, but the dome comes in, the damage coming in as well. Everyone and anyone is on top of this box trying to stop anything from happening. The winch coming in from Aquavex, but he's also taking a ton of damage. Navy Street as well. Utopian able to get a pick on a Motor Nick with that dagger, and now it is Navy Street also low, but Dequad getting a pick. Aquavex kills himself with an RPG. I'm not too sure what happens. I don't know what's going on. We went from the Boundless being on top to now right back down on the bottom.
Yeah, a couple things, right? So Utopian going for that steal here. Let's see if he can find a pick here on the Jog real fast. No, it's not going to connect. He's going to look and see if he can re-attack this potentially. Jog's just looking at him. I think he sees the cloak there with that repeater. This is a deadly situation if you are Utopian. It's going to continue to just kite and look for any opportunity he can here, but ultimately Jog finding the shot onto him, Cody. So one of the things I was going to say real quick, though, right? We were a little confused on why Utopian was going for the steal, but I think it makes sense when you're the cloak light and you have dagger, because he dropped smoke, goes for the steal, goes ahead and, you know, does that. And if anything, it's going to draw the live wires closer to him, which allows him to get some value out of the dagger. That's at least my reasoning behind it. The other thing, though, that is unfortunate is Aquafex went for that winch onto the cash out and actually pulled it into the stairs, which just makes it that much harder to steal. I mean, we see all the holes in the ceiling and things like that. And yeah, I think that just became a really tough situation once it wound up there.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It is tough to see, but man, triple medium was just really, really hard to continue pressuring. I mean, they kind of broke down any sort of fighter plan that they had almost immediately, and unfortunately, that's what got them the win. I mean, I can't say it any other way, but taking a look at the scoreboard, we can also kind of see what maybe happened.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what the scoreboard looks like. I think Jog was fried. Yep, he was fried. I was like, Jog was very active in the kill feed. I felt like that match, and yeah, he went 7-3 with that repeater. I mean, he's been on fire. He said he wanted to get back into ranked and lock in for the end of the season, and it looks like it's paying off, because he's just been playing great all evening. And yeah, I think it's just that was the difference maker that game. He came in off of that coin. Team winded up flipping it around in their favor. Lots of revives as well. 5 on the side of the live wires. I mean, the defense are doing their job. I mean, they got triple medium. You would expect to see a lot of revives, and I do think we actually saw that happening there.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy, and I'm not too sure that may or may not be the last game of the night. We'll see if anyone else is willing to play. Nonetheless, what a set of games regardless. I mean, I had a great time watching them, and there were some pretty crazy things to see. I mean, like I said, we saw Vegas Sandstorm.
Yeah,
that's wild. We
did, and it was pretty nuts. That entire game was just crazy. So, yeah. Also, I'm realizing my multi-chat has not been working this whole time. So I missed a lot of things coming through chat. My bad, everybody. I guess while we wait, let's address it. Why not? So, real quick, I saw Waltz send Pugs, my goat. For real. Let's see, Motor Nick, nice commentary replays.
Oh, wait, yeah, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my OBS, so that was weird. So sorry we missed some of your chats, but Checkmate, what's up? Welcome in. You think Finals Esports will make a comeback? I got confidence. There's a lot of TOs looking to get back into the scene and get things rolling, but we need some support. That's all we'll say on that front. But there's a lot of passionate individuals who built this thing from the ground up, and I think are still wanting to continue to grow it. So that's my take. But it's a bit of a period at the moment, so we'll see. I do think we have one more game, looks like.
I think so as well. I'm going to get these teams set up in the way they should be.
Yeah, and I'm going to... Oh, share chat got turned off somehow. Okay, that's what happened.
Really?
I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. It just turned itself off. Okay. Whoops. Well, sorry, everybody. If we weren't looking at the chat, now we see you. So... anyways, my fault, everybody. I will say, every time we have pugs, I do remember how much fun it is to cast and run production for these things. So, yeah, I'm ready for events to start back up and we get back into the mix. I take.
Yeah, I totally agree. Maybe we can be a part of that and making it happen. We'll have to see, though. It's definitely going to take some time, but stay tuned and be ready for just about anything. Regardless, though, we should be ready for the last game of the night and making sure that everyone is ready. Looks like they are, and we are loading in to.
All right. So, Cody, before we get this in, before we jump into this game, I've seen some hum in our Discord about maybe running pugs for other games. What are your thoughts on that?
Who has said that?
Somebody asked if we would ever run pugs for other games, like Halo, I think, Master Chief Collection, somebody said.
Well, I did just message you in DMs.
You may have. This might be a segue to our sponsor.
Real question. Would people be down for us to run a Deadlock? It could be even just like a small little server. But if anyone's interested, please let me know. because I would love to get into just that game like that. And I know one other individual that would love to cast that game with me. Not just Sam. I think Sam's also interested, but someone that people love.
I am interested. I'm straight up only scared because I don't have the ball knowledge. I've not had a chance to play as much as you have.
Me and someone else might have the ball knowledge, though, and I think we'd be electric.
I'm down. I mean, I'm down to run it. Yeah, you got to find people. That's the hard part. Got to find players.
Maybe you can get good at observing.
Maybe.
Maybe it's your time to shine.
Maybe. I don't know.
That game sounds crazy to observe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's like a lot. I think if I don't feel comfortable casting it, I feel like I'd be even worse off observing it because there's just so much happening all at once. But let's focus on this game just for a second here, as we saw Aquavex find a very early pick there. Dakad and Navy Street down in critical health as Utopian's going to look to close the gap here. The lock bolt does come in onto Jog. The right click out of the sledge of Utopian does reach, but it does not confirm the kill as Jog does manage to back up there and get out. Boundless now going to go ahead and control Vault 1 and look to go ahead and rotate this over to another cash out, Cody.
Yeah, this is already starting to be quite explosive. Utopian getting a great right click onto Jog here. D-Quad getting the pick on the Motor Nick with the SR-84, and Utopian trying to keep him up, but does he notice the person in front of them? That right click starting to spin out, the winch coming out as well, but it's not enough, seems to miss. Now Aquavex and Utopian are playing together. The dome comes down. Aquavex really trying to hold it out. The glitch coming in as well, man. This is a tough spot because all three of the live wires are coming in hot, and they're down one. Utopian getting picked by Jog. Is just Aquavex holding it down so desperately, wanting this res, trying to make it happen. He's struggling, and the live wires are coming all around him. He's so scared. He's trying to get the shots. They're popping off, but Jog taking down Aquavex, and with it, the memory of the Boundless, at least for this fight.
The Boundless just constantly went for the res there. They really wanted to get Motor Nick back up instead of just playing the coin. Like, it felt like everything was on the line to make that res happen, but ultimately, yeah, Jog finding a pick on the Aquavex. Yuto went out deep while Aqua was trying to get the res and kind of got punished for it. So, Cash Out once again in possession of Jog, who seems to always be on the live wires. I don't know if that's something that's happening in the lobby and I'm just not paying attention or what. But I swear he's been on the live wires all night, and I'm curious to see if this winds up being another situation where they have the positioning, but they wind up giving it up here. Right now, it doesn't seem to be the case. Livewires continuing to hold up top here as Motor Nick now going above and looking to take this from them. Down below, though, we see in the health bars, Navy Street's taking a ton of damage from Utopian. Dakad finds a pick onto Aquavex. Utopian evens things out by finding the pick onto Navy Street. Jog, a nice shot onto Motor Nick there. A 1v2 situation as Utopian tries to clean this thing up, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. He's trying to kite away. Jog finding the pick and the wipe.
Man, what a great set of plays from the live wires. I mean, they just continue to be this explosive force that comes out every single game. I mean, Jog, kind of the MVP of the night, if you ask me. I mean, this guy has just been so consistently insane. I mean, right around with Paul Wax and a few other individuals, but man, Jog just continues to be a name that shows up.
Yeah, Jog performing very, very, very well. I mean, it's just genuinely impressive. I know it took a week off of Pugs, and I tried to watch some of what I could, but I was at a team dinner, so I couldn't really watch a lot. But he's always been a solid player. I've always felt like Jog is good at the game. It feels like this week is just another level. I feel like he is just really, I don't know if he's put a lot of time in or what, but he has just been on fire all night this evening. So curious to see how he continues to do that. Nice shot there out of Dakad. I think it actually collided and hit too, but Jog found the pick onto Motor Nick. Let's take a look back at that real quick, because I swear this shot hit two people, Cody.
Yeah, that was a crazy set of shots from Dakad. I mean, oh my lord.
Oh, man. Yeah, that sniper rifle going absolutely insane. And that is going to be first cash out going in favor of the live wires. This has been the story, I feel like, for a lot of these final rounds watching this squad. And I'm curious to see if they can keep that momentum going to close this thing out for our final game of the evening. Once again, before we get into this next fight, TFC Pug Nights happening every Tuesday. If you want to get in on the action, join our Discord by typing !Discord in chat. and you can get into the games. There will, I think, be prizes at the end of April, depending on who has the most wins in both cash out and final round. It might be a Chili's gift card. I'm really not sure. It depends on what I'm feeling, but I'm down to give out a little bit of prizes for all my friends who have been playing in these week over weeks. So join up, get in there. The split's gonna last till the end of April. Now let's get back into the action as Utopian has secured Vault 2. I do want to say real quick, I did see that like frame perfect winch to grab the vault as it popped out. That was really clean. That was really clean. I didn't want to let that pass by without saying anything, but I was on a little bit of a spiel there. But bringing it on board with Jog. Oh my God, Jog finding the nice pick onto Aquavex there. Wow, the falling headshot as he comes out of that gateway, just going absolutely insane. He's continuing to put in damage. Motor Nick now in critical HP. Jog continuing to do it. It finally gets picked up by Utopian. It's a 1v2 situation as Uto finally goes down to Navy Street, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, we continue to say it. I hate to be the Jog Glazer because, you know, I'm a Jog hater, but I got to give the man the credit where he's due because he is crazy tonight.
Yeah, hitting insane shot after insane shot. I mean, his repeater is just another level.
It almost feels like it didn't get nerfed. Did they reverse it?
I don't know. Cash out, though, halfway through. Jog waving the Canadian flag. That's the Quebec. I forget how he does it. Damn it. The Quebec. Yeah, now I look like an ass. I'm sorry. All right. Well, whatever.
There you go. You made an ass of yourself.
Oh, what a surprise. That happened at some point. But Motor Nick looking to get involved here. The goose stall out of Navy Street on the Utopia. It's not going to be enough, though, as that sledge does come through. And this is a big opportunity now for the Boundless as the live wires are down there heavy. Boundless need to find like one more pick here and might be able to close it out, and they do as Utopian finds that overhead onto Ducat. Jog, though, actually finding a great defib there onto Navy Street, but Utopian's going to shut that one down. They're going to look to close this thing out, and this actually is going to be a flip, I think, back on the side of the Boundless, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down to see more of the game, and the Boundless are making it happen. Really, really great plays there. I'm curious how Navy Street was, you know, able to kind of get picked out like that. It seems like Utopian went under him, broke the floor, dropped him down, and then Navy Street caught off guard, just tried to goo himself as long as possible, stay alive. But man, like I've said it before, that sledge is a direct counter to whatever sort of goo shenanigans you're trying to pull. And already the rest of the Boundless are starting to move forward towards the live wires, but the live wires are sitting there waiting for them on height, maybe trying to get some sort of damage with this revolver. And unfortunately, Dickwad drops right into Motor Nick with that, and he gets a great pick. Now the angle pad coming in for him to get back to his team. The rest of the live wires are sitting there waiting. Jog in such a great power position, looking to get some great shots and some great damage out, but he's trying to find Aquavex, who's currently invisible. The winch coming in from Utopian, trying to get Navy Street running for his life. Now down on the height, and Jog taking damage as well. This isn't looking too great for the live wires, but Jog says, I still have some life left in me, but Motor Nick says, nope, not anymore. Takes him down with that R357 revolver. It is now Navy Street, the quad coining in, but the Boundless are able to move this box, and dare I say it, Sam, I think the Boundless are starting to turn this match on its head.
Yeah, Boundless looking to get a ton of momentum. Once they got Jog out of the picture there, it just seems to continue to stay in their favor. As now they're going to go ahead and get a plug here. Utopian's still finding picks. Like, this is a big stagger out of the side of the live wires. Like, Aquavex going down here. Utopian's going to continue to help support him. If they can find a pick onto Decad before the coins come in, this would be huge. But speaking of which, the coin does come in out of Jog. He's going to go ahead and rejoin the fight. We've seen what happens when he rejoins while people are not paying attention. He provided a ton of value earlier on Las Vegas where he found 2 picks. Tactical Turtle had a very similar experience earlier in the night as well. Gotta keep an eye on those coins and just make sure that these teams are starting to push in.
That Duquad threw down a gateway to get the trophy to Jog, and simultaneously baited Utopian out where he's now behind the live wires and have moved the Boundless off the box entirely. They're now ahead. They're moving. I mean, the live wires are almost playing a 200 IQ play here because they have the height. They have the positioning. And look, Utopian's struggling. He has the sledge. He had a waste dome. He's now 29 health. They're using all the healing they can get. The gateway comes in, and it just pushes them further back. Quad able to get a pick onto Motor Nick. It is now just Aquavex also taking the gateway back. And look, the live wires are going to get a free steal here potentially. What an insane play. What an insane way to use your coins and throw off the team by baiting them out to be aggressive. But Utopian wants to match that energy. He's coming in swinging with that sledgehammer. He needs to be very careful because the damage is coming in from every angle, and Navy Street with that goo gun is starting to block off a lot of those positions. He throws the dome down. He has the lock bolt ready. It comes in. Looks like he's able to get it, but that goo is coming in as well. The right click as well comes in right on top of D-Quad's head, and down goes him. It is the 2v2 of a lifetime. It's Utopian, Motor Nick holding it down because they got the steal, but the winch comes in as well, and the right click onto Jog, but Utopian is so very low. He comes in with the peak, getting more damage with Navy Street, cleans him up entirely.
Yeah, this is insane sequence of events here, and time is dwindling down. There's pretty much no time left. Boundless need to go ahead and start pushing for a steal here, and I hear the crowd chanting down. I don't think they've got this, as Dakad's going to find the pick on Aquavex, and I think that's going to be all she wrote here, as Motor Nick's going to look to take down Dakad, and ultimately it won't happen, as Dakad is going to close this thing out for the live wires.
Man, what a game.
Yeah, crazy way to close things out.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, the live wires making that play, I don't know if it was intentional, and man, the stars just aligned, but it really did look like some stuff you would see in like a really high level tourney. That was some insane money.
Yeah, just big plays overall, and you're totally right. I mean, the read position with because live wires, right? Dakad is on the SR84. You got Jog on the repeater. They rotated out, took height, and then, yeah, like Utopian starts to push out from Church. It just is getting beat. Just absolutely loses all of his health. Has to drop Dome. They got to burn Heal Beam, like, to try to keep himself healthy to even get in the fight. And then even then, he gets down to critical health, takes the gateway back to Church, and it almost closes on him to where he doesn't even get back to his team again underneath. Like, it was just an insane play out of the live wires. Again, I've said their positioning has been insane all evening, and I feel like that was just the epitome of that. It just continued to be the case, Scotty.
Yeah, I agree. What a way to end TFC Tuesday Night Pugs. But just because it's ending doesn't mean it's gone forever. It's coming back next Tuesday. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to exclamation point Discord, get in here and join next time. There is a hell of a lot more games coming in the future, and like Sam said, there might be a Chili's gift card asterisk or something else coming your way if you can get high enough on that. Sam, do you have anything else you want to say to people?
Sorry, I've made a new bot, and I've made a new bot, and I just got hit with a ban evasion on my own bot.
Wait, why everyone is here, real quick. We had this question. I don't know if everyone was here and listening. Would people be interested in running some other pugs or pickup games to get your stuff casted in different games? I've been saying it a million times. I really love Deadlock, and I really want to make something happen. So please let me know if you're interested. I don't need a lot of people. I just need 6 gamers on each side, and we can.
That's 12,
happen.
yeah.
So,
That's as much of a cash out.
If people are down for Deadlock Pugs, let me know now. Send me a DM. Let's make it happen. We can find a date, and we can do a Deadlock Pugs, and I think it'd be so fun.
Yeah, we can definitely make it happen. High Guard, unfortunately, is gonna end too early.
A little late.
I did see Titanfall 2. That would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Titanfall 2 would be.
I think we actually could get quite a few people from the finals over there. I'm not gonna lie, because there's quite a few people who came from Titanfall over to the finals. Like I know STN and some other people, so I think it's definitely doable. I'd be down to run it. So yeah, that'd be cool. All right, Cody, anything else before we head on out of here?
No, just join the Discord. Hit me up if you're interested in some Deadlock Pugs, because I might be making that happen a lot sooner than you may think. Outside of that, I guess we'll see you boys.
Yep, later.